profession.
Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And thou art here. Or should I say, I am.
And as this room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk. And beyond, that's including the ice wall, baby. Mama said that there will be days, literally, just like this. Riggs! Nobody, baby. Oh, 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 oh. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Are you?
Come on. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with the nation. Cowboys going into cut day on August the 30th. They got a practice tomorrow, open practice for those who are in Frisco. And then they have open practice that Wednesday. And they have an off day, I believe, and then game day Friday, right? So football on a Friday, man, with a cold one sounds like a real good thing, right? As a man, you should be able to sit down and watch football with a cold one, right? And that's the best feeling, the joy of having some Rotel dip and some chips and stuff like that. Give me some avocados and queso. You make sure I have a lot of queso, you know. But neither here nor there. Cowboys, how y'all feeling? Because we're going to go over this, man, especially where's Barham Bam Bam is located at. Ooh-wee, they had him ranked high if you follow PFF grades or what have you. On top of that, LT, oh, my gosh, Overton. I'm eating crow on that, man, because when he was drafted, I was like balled up face. Then I said, man, we got to let the paint dry on the picture before we start deciding where we going to go at. And he surprised me. Looking back at the game, 29 messed me up. 29 messed me up. He had stiff hips. He looked good in training camp. He looked good against our guys. But this game, 29 didn't look too good. And I'm talking about Devin the Dude Moore, right? We can talk about my guy, Cam. Whoa, Cam, he's on this team. I'm thinking that the Cowboys are going to roll with that. And just a quick numbers for what I've seen out here. Appreciate all of you guys. Write these numbers down, and then we'll go over the players that's going to be inserted in. 3 guys on special teams. All right. And let me see. If we still live, put a 1 in the chat. 3 guys on special teams, 5 guys as far as safeties, right? Put that number down in your mental. 5 cornerbacks, 4 linebackers, 6 outside linebackers, because we're in the 3-4, so 6 edge rushers / outside linebackers, 5 D linemen for your mind, 9. 1 is all good. I saw a little message over here. 9 offensive linemen. Normally we go with 10 or 11. 9 offensive linemen. We're going to roll with 3 tight ends. We're going to roll with 6 in the mix wide receivers. And we're going to roll with 4 running backs. Believe it or not, backs are needed. And 3 quarterbacks, 3 of them. That's a total, if you do the quick math, that's a total of 53. And numbers are subject to change, but we're going to go over this list, and I'm just holding you guys until everything loaded up over here, okay? I know we want to jump right into it, but before we do such, this was sent to me multitudes of times, so I might as well go over it, right? And we got to let the room fill up too, so that the new audience can understand what we're talking about today on this beautiful day. All right? Let's listen to this right quick. Listen. Linda, listen. Bear with me as I pull this up. I'm going through a tough time right now, and I appreciate y'all talking to you guys, helping me out right now. So y'all listen. Listen to me properly. Let's get it, Cowboys Nation. Not all days are good days, but this day is a little tough on me. I ain't going to even lie to you, man. But we're going to get it going best way possible, right? Let's talk about this right here. This guy, he did another breakdown, and his breakdowns are coming more and more intriguing the way he break down stuff. So shout out to 100 Grand. He said, man, I'm going to send you this. So let's listen.
This one play solidified 3 things for the boys. Joe Milton, QB2, Malik Davis, running back 2, and Camden Brown got that roster spot. Let's start with Joe Milton right here. Let's just start. All right, now watch him. Watch his pocket presence.
All right.
Got the blitzer on the right side right here. Got the pressure coming out his backside. Reading his reads over here. Don't like it. Pocket presence, then he want to roll out. He rolled it to his left, and we know how strong his arm is.
Right.
But his biggest improvement is he ain't using that shit all the time. He ain't using the cannon. He put some loft on this shit. Watch the touch pass. Oh!
Yeah, boy, I feel the enthusiasm. Oh, I feel it. The reason being is if this was like last season or what have you, or the season before that, he would have did something similar to this right here.
That's how you throw. You can't do it. I would if you want me to. Yeah. Right. But like every time I test, I'm not playing.
It's just casually him throwing the ball.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah, but he only knew one speed.
Brutality.
So sometimes, man, you go in the lab and you find your reasons, right? Like Shaq couldn't shoot a free throw at all, so the hack of Shaq worked. Trey Lance, when he was here, he couldn't throw a little soft pass at all as well. He got a strong arm, right? It'd be funny if you had Trey Lance and Joe trying to have an arm wrestling contest. Who would win? I think it's still Joe. But when you look at Joe and you say to yourself, he's improving. He's very much so improving. Look at the way he had put some touch on that ball. Look at how he was able to read and disengage from the first read and move off to the second read and go through his checks. And I love this. Let's rewind just for educational purposes.
Now watch him. Watch his pocket presence. Got the blitzer on the right side right here. Got the pressure coming out his backside. Reading his reads over here. Don't like it. Pocket presence, then he want to roll out. He rolled it to his left, and we know how strong his arm is. But his biggest improvement is he ain't using that shit all the time. He ain't using the cannon. He put some loft on this shit. Watch the touch pass. Oh! Come on, gang. Now let's get to Camden. Right? He knows his quarters coverage, but watch the scramble drill. He got his eyes open. He awake. This is a crash concept right here, a high-low. He got the dig route. As soon as he see Buddy roll out, scramble drill, cut it. Put the foot in the ground. We outside with it. Scramble drill.
And go
boom,
north. Go north.
Go. Only thing, though, gang, you got to get in the end zone, bro.
He runs
you
upright,
get in
man.
the end zone right there. But, hey, now.
Camden Brown, boy, that boy runs upright, man. Put a runner emoji in the chat. But I do like the fact that he had the wherewithal, right, to keep the play alive, happy feet, happy endings, right? And slow feet don't eat. The brother just runs so upright. He run like Forrest Gump, without the speed, because Forrest Gump would have ran it in. But I do like what Big Amish said in the chat, quarterback friendly. You got to do that for your guy, right? Just because the play is over with far as the read that you wanted to do, right? But you got to keep active. You got to stay alive. And that's what he did. And that's a big boy move, right? That's reading with your quarterback, understanding that you're on the same page. And yeah, that's how he was running.
What made it all possible? Watch the pressure pick up by Malik. You see they run this simulated pressure, right? It looks like this guy going to be going because you got the linebacker right at a 6, right, to fill that space in the zone. Then when the ball snap, he go back, he come over here, and then you got the blitzer on the other side. Stay with me now. Bear with me. Look how fast he identifies that the right side ain't coming. He need to go to the left side.
Right.
Oh, my. You ain't even see that shit. Wait.
Let me
watch
see.
His head. You see both potential, threats?
Yeah.
Look how fast he come switch that fucking head back. And then, boom. Come on. Let's go.
There
go.
Hell yeah, bro. That's good. 3-piece breakdown off of one play, man. That boy good. I do like that. When we say it takes a team to win, that is pure example that it takes a team to win. There's no big eyes. There's no little U's. And being able to say, hey, it's more important for me to block for my quarterback when I don't have the ball than for me to bag for the ball. What you seen on those 3 levels, growth from Joe Milton, never giving up from Camden Brown, and on top of that, resiliency, nature of expectations of initiatives. That's a big phrase for Malik Davis. He had the initiative to stay put. When the play broke down, he could have ran into the flats and said, hey, give me the ball. It's my time to get this thing going. No, but he protected the number one asset on the field, which will always be your quarterback. So when we start looking at guys that we are lobbying for making a team, it's the, what they call it, the integrity. What are you doing when no one else is watching? How much grit do you have on the grind? Are you trying to make a play for you so that you can say, look what I have done? Is this the moment that you try to say to yourself, these are the things that I was able to do? Look at the 60-yarder. Look at the 55-yarder. Look at the scoop and score that I was able to do. No. It's about, what's that dude said on Drumline? One band, one sound. Well, this is what we're seeing. And everybody got to adhere to their role. And I think that that's the number one reason, believe it or not, that my guy, Trayshawn Holden, believe it or not, is no longer on this team. Right? Are you trying to get, and that's my boy, you know what I'm saying? But I got to use this as an example. And they set him as an example. Even though his skill set and beyond is probably better than most that's on this team. But are you doing it for one band, one sound? Are you trying to make the team, or we trying to make the team? Because we need to have a team unity. So when you try to sit back and say, well, hey, I'm trying to make the team And I'm trying to do this play because if I know if I make this play, I will get recognition. No, we need to have a unity in the community of the Cowboys culture and beyond. Because if I fall, we fall, that type of thing. So it's just for what it is. And that's life too. When you find out that this group of people are all on the same page. And then you find this rogue person that's looking at it like, And I've been saying this for a long time. I said this movie, Coach Carter, one of the best movies I've seen in the last 20, 30 years, right? Coach Carter. Based off of a true story. Samuel L. Jackson played a damn good role in that movie as playing as the coach there. And they had the same team the year before where they lost a lot of games. But one coach came in there and he changed the whole outlook of that particular team by his assertiveness, by his, hey, I'm going to hold these guys accountable. And even when they were doing good, he started to tell him about his sisters he had. You know what I'm saying? And they were shooting threes and stuff and hanging the threes up there. And he was like, hey, oh, look at me. Oh, look at me. Look, I can make this shot just like you, you know. And it brought attention to them. Even when they were showboating, dancing around, having a jolly good time, he was letting them know, don't get caught up in your short-term success. Get back on defense. Get back on offense. Continue to attack. The accomplishment and the goal haven't been achieved yet. There's no time for partying and kicking it, you know. So this is all about discipline. Yes. Like Lean on Me, Morgan Freeman. Yeah, you smoke crack, don't you? That's a whole different. Shout out to Morgan Freeman too. Him and Samuel found a cheat code to life. But this show, we just break it down that way. Also, speaking of new additions, the Cowboys will be working out someone, and I did a small little cut-up excerpt on that, and we're going to bring this into the forefront. Bear with me. Let's play this one. And 5, 4, 3, 2, bam, let's go. Cowboys will work out Mitch Van Voren, a track athlete who's 6'5", 245 pounds, and he is a tight end. Now, hearing nothing but positive information about him, especially his story about being a track athlete, playing tight end and doing unbelievable things at 6'5", 245, give or take. It's all about the story at this point. He will try out for the tight end spot. We know there's an open vacancy there. And we will see how everything can work out for its good. He can high point the ball, move pretty well out in space. Not a real long resume in playing football, but you never know. The storyline is everything.
They like, oh, he played 1 year of football. All right, cool. So I go to break down his film. It's because he spent the previous 4 years as a hurdler at Marquette. Like, what?
Wow, I love that story.
Everyone has a reason, but results are what matter. And let's see what can happen and materialize. If anything can be a storyline that can excel and do great things for the Cowboys, would be something like this, right? Because Cowboys always find that diamond in the rough, and I'm quite sure that they bringing him in for a workout for a real reason. Hopefully, we can find out whether or not it can be something more tangible than the storylines of a 6'5", 245 hurdler who's pretty fast in and out of his cuts can make this team. And it's a long uphill battle too, by the way. You still have Jake Ferguson. You still have Brevin Spann, Ford, Schoonmaker, Kuntz, and as well as Michael Triggs, who battling a foot injury. Hopefully all is well with him. But if anything can be a storyline for your mind, would be something like this. A guy that come out of nowhere, 6'5", 245, that's crazily athletic, strong, in and out of his cuts and reads and stuff like that, and can high point the ball and make a very, very unique storyline for your mind. Cowboy Nation, post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. Now, keep this onto your mental mindset. there will be other guys that's available once cut day come around. So this could be much more than just a camp body. But write this down, as I always say. Write this down, y'all. As far as anything that can happen, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So, Voren, hey, man, we all down for you, man. Just be ready and be prepared. DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the Bass. Go Cowboys. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, Cowboys Nation. So be sure to look up him. I'm quite sure that he's a camp body, or he's just a camp workout for right now. But anything can be possible. Yeah, y'all love my Professor X. I was talking to y'all, and y'all was hearing it in your minds because I didn't say a word, right? Come on with it. But, Joe Milton is a backup quarterback. I don't think that we should be going back and forth of saying that he's the starter. We would want him to be the starter one day, right? At the end of the day, don't anoint him too quickly for preseason and on vanilla coverages and vanilla base schemes, right? But we can see the potential. That's what you want. Can he make the big time throw? Can he evade? Can he put a little touch on the ball? These are valuable reps. I want to see him do it again versus the Saints. 3 times the charm. By him doing those things is benefit us. And it lights a fire up under the starting quarterback, up under these other players, because now we can get true and real evaluations of the wide receivers and running backs. When you have a piss poor quarterback in practice or in preseasons, it's so hard to really get a true evaluation. And I'm not throwing any shade, salt, or anything of that nature to Cooper Rush or to the other quarterbacks that we may have had in the past. But that playing it safe stuff, I'm going to be a check down Charlie in preseason. These guys got life to make decisions out of, right? And watch how things change after this season when everybody get a chance to get a big look at how this culture is being built with Christian Parker and Shotty. I foresee in the future that there will be people running to the Cowboys to get a possibility of saying, hey, I want to come to the Cowboys because I want a piece of that culture, right? That's what we're fighting over, right? So it is for what it is, Cowboys Nation. But let's get right to it, man. Stars up, stars down, and then we'll go over the 53, man, and all of this good stuff. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with the nation. Let's get it.
For Choppy's Tennessee Volunteer, Joe Milton, I think we're all sitting here this morning saying that the job competition should be over and that Joe Milton should be your 2. First half, 9 of 13, 79, 13.8 a throw, 2 touchdowns for a 151.4 rating for Big Joe.
It looked like he kind of figured out a touch. You know, that was, he had 2 issues, right? It was just, there was 0 and there was 100 and there was no in between. And then the other one was, he may have been a little bit slower to pick up reading defenses.
Yeah, like some of the pre-snap stuff, some of the things you got to do at the line of scrimmage, it takes a while for a lot of guys to pick up.
And his feel within the pocket, I mean, on that touchdown call right there to Malik, that was a 3rd and 6 scramble, the improvisation. Yeah. Knowing when to get rid of it, just having a feel. He had a dime that was actually dropped by Kuntz on 2nd and 13. He responded with the 53-yard dime to Mingo to
Yeah, battling through that is everything, and I think that I guess my guy Foots, he got that footage of that dime that was thrown, and I'm gonna see if I can pull that footage, man, so you guys can see what exactly his passer rating was still 100 and something. It was crazy, and when you think about like what Joe was able to do comfortably, there's something about being comfortable. And when you can go into the house and say, that's my bedroom right there, man. They're my shoes. That's my closet. And that's where I reside at, That is something that you can run home with and take home with and say, okay, good. this is where I can be comfortable with, and the team believed in me, and now I can continue to stack my resume even bigger and better. Those are things that we all need in the Cowboys world. It's the comfortability and the knowability of, hey man, they got my back, man. They ain't trying to shank me with the butter knife. My opportunity here plan is genuine, right? And that's what most of these guys are looking for, believe it or not, is comfortability. And let me see if I can pull this clip right quick. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. Here we go. We almost there. Have to make sure it can clear. Okay, it can clear. All right, so we're going to pull this back up and talk about it.
Make it 4-0. He had the yard to Camden Brown. That was on third down. That eventually led
across his body.
The scramble.
And eventually led to a draw on a rushing touchdown. So he did it in a variety of ways.
And like the pass to Mingo, I mean, he did have to step up in the pocket a little bit, and you have to have a little bit of pocket mobility and pocket awareness, and that's something that he had kind of lacked. And
boy, they glitching out over there. Y'all see that?
And then the touch is what it stood out to me, because that was what his bugaboo.
Here it is, right here, man. I just wanted to put this out there. Hold on, wrong way. Hold on.
Boo wasn't coming. Everything was high. Everything was high last year. Maybe it's Schottenheimer. Maybe it's Clayton. Maybe it's just him figuring things out.
Just weird to see like development around here. And I'm just so used to your Trey Lances of the world, or the projects that start off bad who don't necessarily improve. So it's just kind of weird to go to Oxnard and say, wow, Joe Milton's been working on something. Joe Milton has been developing. Now, maybe none of this translates at all to the regular season, knock on wood, and hopefully we don't have to see him. But props to Joe, props to the developmental people for him improving. Star up for Chop.
No doubt, man. And, of course, that's Barham doing his thing. Cowboys, man, this has got to be a good start up for the kid, man. Being able to do his thing and get things going. Let me see if I can find these clips. Hold on. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I want to find this one. Yeah, here you go right here. Yeah. I just want to throw this up there. While I'm talking about Joe, we've seen it in practice. We've seen it in the game now, right? When we start talking about guys who can get that ball out there, and wide receivers, if they don't have MVS hands, because that's a touchdown right there. That boy just don't have no hands, number 11. But when you have that capability, it keeps the game alive, right? You got to cover every blade of grass. You got to make sure that you are on it, and you can't just be sitting back here saying, okay, we're going to check down. We're going to try to be – no, you need somebody that can keep things moving. And if we like what we seen out of Joe in preseason with nothing but backups, I'm talking about from the offensive line to the running back room to the wide receivers, you can say, hey, when it's time for you to get out there for 1 or 2 games to exemplify your skill set, if needed, just keep in mind, Joe, look how you were performing when you had the backups in there. Now you got a CD. Now you got a GP. Now you have Javonte Williams. Now you have, to a degree, Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe. You have a better protection, and just breathe. Don't force anything. And if you need to throw a 9-ball, tell Cavonte Turpin to run them little legs as fast as he can down a seam, and then you throw that thing. I'm quite sure that after, and I'm saying this 1,000% truthfully, after Javonte Williams busted up those boxes as it relates to running the ball, because that's what Clayton Adams going to do, that play action should be available. And if this team operates the way that I think and know that they can, we're going to have a lot of big plays. I'm already predicting, and I know we're talking about the 53-man roster today, prediction. But I'm predicting that plays of 25 or more on offense, that the Cowboys would be at least a top 3 in that category. Because the way, if you look at how Clayton Adams call games, and I'm quite sure Schottenheimer will take over play call duties, and some of these concepts will still be adopted. But the nature on slam through A gap, slam through B gap, continue to run inside, that this is all a plan to set up the play action. And if you look up quarterbacks with the highest play action passing percentages and rating, you will see guys that's under Schottenheimer's system elevating in those particular departments. Even when he had, to a degree, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Joe Milton, all of these boys about to see and tick upwards on the play action, down the seam, big post, or what have you, because now we're playing true identity football, whereas your run game matches up with your big play ability, and on top of that, your run game help cushions your defense. This team is onto something, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get to the next topic, man. If you guys like what I'm saying, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat, baby. Let's get it going. Is the debate over with? And they're talking about, let's see.
Is it over at number 2 running back as well?
Twitter is not going to let you do that. The fan text isn't going to let you do that.
Still fighting for Jaden Blue?
Oh, hell yeah. They're going to be fighting. They could have been fighting for Jaden Blue if he would have had 5 yards yesterday. Or on Saturday. The fact that he had 75 and had 2 hurdles, he hurdled somebody, and as soon as you hurdle somebody, that buys you an extra 3 weeks in their minds. And so he had the hurdles, and he was fine. He slipped on his first run. He had an issue there, but from that point on, 75 yards, showed a little bit of wiggle, showed the, athleticism with the hurdling and things like that. It's fine. It's not enough for me to throw him a star up. It's not enough for me to go, yeah, you really put to bed all the concerns about you.
He was fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with what Jaden did.
All right, so even though they're kind of harsh on Blue, let me know from your opinion, Cowboy Nation, because this is something very much so that we have to talk about one way or another. The Jaden Blue storyline. Is he or is he not a backup running back? Because all I can suggest is that he is a backup running back. All I can think of is that Jaden Blue is good and all, but he is a backup running back. And there's nothing wrong with that. But are we over analyzing his fumbles? Because if I'm not mistaken, he only fumbled one time when I was out there in Oxnard. Once. If you guys can pull up reports, articles, clips, video visuals of him fumbling more than once, then I would hush up on that belief system, right? But for right now, I'm contextualizing that people are overanalyzing. Now, could he be better in holding the ball? Yes. Could it be a situation and scenario that they see something that he's careless with the ball and these things are consistently happening? Then that's a whole nother conversation. But from what I'm seeing from a Jaden Blue is that he fumbled the ball once, and that has been heard all around the world. Now, I know the way he's running inside A or B gap, the way Clayton Adams is running him, a fumble is right around the corner. I hate to put that on him. What I'm seeing, I know for sure is one right around the corner. But the Cowboys don't can the man for just doing that when he's trying to make the team and he's running literally inside A and B gap like he's some big burly running back, which is not him, And I hope that people understand that part of it. You guys get what I'm saying? I hope you guys understand that we can be our own mercenaries to this situation. We can be overanalyzing these type of things and be our own downfall, because these guys, they listen. We can tell them all day, turn off of that damn Twitter, turn off of Instagram, Facebook, and beyond. But these young guys, they stay and live on the phone, and they watch. They after every game, they say, "Hey man, we're gonna check our highlights, man. We're gonna check this, we're gonna check that," and we can say, "Man, block out the noise." But what happened when Pookie and Ray Ray, who's the cousins of these guys, hit them up and say, "Hey, this is what Law said, or this is what Big Amish said, or this is what Too Much J. Look what they talking about." And sometimes the family members can be a detriment. If you think I'm lying, look up. I hate to beat him up though, but look up Michael Parsons' brother, man. He's a detriment to Parsons, right? He speaks too much and he shows off too much, and it creeps out. It slips out, and then of course, now you have more problems than what is necessary. Family members sometimes can be in the way.
Still think Malik Davis played better.
He played better. He's got more. I mean, it feels like he's got a lot of burst through the line. Like I just have more faith in Malik Davis. Getting me, those yards. It's a 3rd and 3. I just have more faith in Malik Davis getting those yards.
He was the 4th running back the final day of practice. Jaden Blue was. I mean, Phil Maffa was out, so he could have been 5th, but he was the 4th running back in practice behind Abanikanda, Javonte Williams, and then Malik Davis.
Maffa had a really nice 15-yard rushing touchdown. Here's Shoddy on the running back room competition now after Javonte.
Yeah, I think he feels the competition. I think he feels the fact that this is a deep room. I mean, I can't step up to a podium and answer a question about the running back room without mentioning Izzy. I mean, and then Phil Maffa has a touchdown, and Malik is what he is, and Jaden, so these guys got to go. I mean, and it's been fun for us to watch them, in pass protection. But when you don't practice, it's hard to go in there and perform the way he did. So that's progression for him and something that he should take a lot of pride in.
When you don't practice,
man. Coach is right, man. You know what we explaining? Good damn problems to have, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, a song came out, "Hardest Decision I Got to Make." You know what I'm saying? I forgot who sung that song, but, he was talking about which car he was going to ride out with. That was the hardest decision he had to make. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't talking about gas. He ain't talking about paying the rent or the car loan or stuff like that. He said the hardest decision I have to make is which car I'm going to ride, man. And this is a good situation for us, the Cowboys. The hardest decision we got to make, whether it's going to be Javonte Williams, who's the premium guy, right? He done set the pace far as from where he's at. But at times, he's going to need some help, by the way, right? And then do you go with Blue? Do you go with Malik? Do you go with Maffa, who didn't give up? If Maffa didn't score that touchdown, oh, my goodness. DP said, Pastor Troy. Pastor Troy, So these are things that we ultimately need. And shout out to someone who said Jadon Blue had 7 fumbles in 2 years or something like that in Texas. Yeah. That was college, right? Now he's in pros. He's not going to get that many bulk of the carries because it is belonging to other guys. This is a unity, man. And the way that Texas used Jadon Blue, crucial in very certain moments. I've seen him take a little shallow pass in the flats and make them pay because so many other weapons that they had. Whether they was trying to guard Golden, whether they tried to go get the other kid that I really wanted, Isaiah Bond, right? They had weapons. Cowboys, lo and behold, we got weapons, baby. Let's listen to the rest of this.
It's hard to go in there and perform the way he did. He's talking about Jaden Blue right there. He's also referenced Malik Davis with that blitz pickup. He trucked a defender early on, did have a fumble while returning a kick, but the Cowboys ended up recovering. Is it over?
Yeah. So he had a fumble. Okay, stars up on Jashawn Barham. Bam, bam. I can't wait to hear what they're going to say about him. And then we'll dive into R53. Barham is remarkable.
Jashawn Barham was incredible. He's
the fan favorite.
All the discussion about him and the way he performed at practices. Linebacker is similar to running back in the sense that when they get on the field, you still need to see like 80% of it in game action. And he got the chance in game action, and he looked really, really good. Like, it was an immediate impact where you felt, all right, there's somebody on the field who's better than other people that are out here.
Nick Eatman was like, this happened years ago where you're in the press box and you're like, it's like the sound of a bat. Diaz, you heard the sound off his bat with the home run. And Nick said, that's the way it sounds when Barham hits somebody. And you're like, oh, that's something a little bit different with 55.
Yeah, and he's it was 3 years ago whenever Overshone made his debut. And I remember they were playing the Jaguars, I think it was, and Tank Bigsby runs in the hole, and DeMarvion Overshone completely stood him up. And that's a 250-pound bowling ball running back, and it was one of those things where I was just kind of like, whoa. And I remember somebody from player personnel was standing over in the dining area and walked over and was walking by me. I was like, that's a big effing man that he just stood up in the hole. And then it was the next week, I think he tore his ACL against Seattle in the preseason, and you lost him for the year. But Barham, it's that same sort of feel where you see instantly he's dipping blockers, he's playing with a lot of physicality, he's in the right position, he plays really, really aggressively. That was a different football player on the field than anybody else on Arizona that was trying to stop him. Jashawn Barham was incredible.
Yes, indeed. And we need this, man. Well, boy, we need this. We don't want it. We need it. Most people say, hey, man, I want this. Man, we need this, man. We need this big time. And by the Cowboys getting this, we prayed for this. We asked the grand creator for this. We stole, tried to steal, we tried to borrow. Boy, we tried everything, anything to get something like this. We've been asking. Somebody been on hands and knees. Somebody switched whole faith over. They was an atheist. And then they said, you know what? I'm going to believe in G-O-D to get this, and we got this now. And that's somebody who can willing to shoot through gaps. See hole, hit the hole, keep clean, and make plays in the backfield as a linebacker. We had somebody to say, hey, we wanted a linebacker in 2021. We drafted him with the 11th overall pick, and we needed help at edge rusher. And we took said linebacker and converted him to an edge rusher. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Now, don't y'all do that to him now. Because we prayed for this one. Keep him at linebacker, even though he can play on the edge if necessary. But I think that this knife right here would be better served as an enforcer somewhere in the middle of the field, and occasionally tag them up in the backfield on the edges. Because the Cowboys, historically speaking now, for the last 15 to maybe 20 years, we've been avoidance of having true linebacker availability identity. We've been going through crisis of saying, okay, Dexter Coley was nice. Yeah, cool. We even tried to go get a Zach Thomas, who was long in the tooth at the time. Who remember that? We tried everything, anything. Fix a flat, Flexol, Flex Seal, Gorilla Glue, Crazy Glue, and nothing could stick We went and got a Sean Lee. We went and got a Bruce Lee, right? Or Bruce Carter, I meant to say. My bad, Bruce. Shout out to him. May he rest in peace. But we went and got Bruce and them, right? We had the Sean Lee and Bruce Carter in the backfield at the same time. Short-lived, by the way. And then we had the hopes. I'm old enough to remember that we needed a damn cornerback so bad that we traded up and passed up on Luke Kuechly to get Mo Claiborne. That's a whole nother conversation, right? But we passed up on a Luke Kuechly. I can only imagine Luke Kuechly and Sean Lee at the same time. Ooh, wee! But neither here nor there. The last time we seen an enforcer, and I know, I think the guy's name was Anthony Hitch or something like that. I forgot his name. It's the tip of my tongue. He was serviceable. And Damian, I think Wilson, these guys were serviceable. But they never could get us over the hump. And shout out to Anthony because I think he got him a Super Bowl ring with the damn Chiefs. But the last time we done had a real, true linebacker. And shout out to Jalen Smith, no shade at you, nor LVE, who were playing 8-man football. Was a guy named Rolando McClain. That was the last time we done had a real, true, when you look at him, you say, man, that's the linebacker there. And it was Rolando McClain. This guy giving me energy of a Rolando McClain, just a little bit. I know the numbers could be clouding my judgment, but he's giving me a little energy of that, but a little bit better as far as edge rushing capability. No offense to you. Roll Tide, Rolando. Don't come after me. But we got us a thumper. We got us a mean guy that's not smiley all the time. No offense to you, Jalen Smith. That's not happy that will say, hey, I'm going to pick you up. But I like Bam Bam. Is he an end-all, be-all? No. Do he still got things that he got to improve on? Yes. But damn it, give me that, because we've been begging and hoping to get something of this nature out here on the field. Someone that can knife down inside. Someone that understand that I got to be an enforcer. I got to be a trailblazer out here. And I can't be smiling all the time. I like this wholeheartedly. Come on with it. Bama boy Davis says, Law, this is because you my guy, Bama boy. You know, and I dodge no conversation. He says, Law, I know no negative press, but thoughts on Lamb on dating Von Miller ex-girlfriend on video. I was just looking for a way. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole goal is I can't bring it up. But once y'all bring it up, it's like I'm one of them guys off of that movie, them vampires, when they say, hey, you got to let me in. And so you said I can come into this conversation. You know what I'm saying? my overall thoughts of it, mud is easier to get off once it dries. That's the old Mississippi saying, right? And my thing is, she's about 8, maybe 9 years his senior. She's seen more life than he have. She's a former, and no offense to a former exotic dancers, right? No offense to them. They can do some things probably in that bedroom that CD is still learning because he's still a young kid. And I know he's happy and go lucky. And I'm not trying to allegedly say that, hey, $300,000 worth of jewelry and stuff all of a sudden come up missing since you've been associated and affiliated with said lady. But what I'm saying is to keep it real and OG. Bro, if you're going to touch paint without gloves, you're going to have it on your hands. And that's an old Mississippi saying. So If you play with dogs, you're going to have fleas. That's another one, right? So what I'm saying is that you're going to hang around with something like that. Not all people that come to your close environment are there for you, because there's people looking around saying, oh, okay, he got that. Oh, he got access to this. Oh, this is where he keep all his cash at. Oh, girl, I'm over here. And then they the whole time scouting. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that she did anything with that. This is all alleged. But what I'm saying is with this, in Dallas or in the great state of Texas, you may not can roll one with THC, but you can roll with this with my mindset of this particular situation. Sinners is the name of the movie. I can't believe I missed out on it. But my thing is right here. Just let it go, man. There's more fish in the sea. That's the cleanest way that I can touch on this topic. That there's tons of fish, man. I'm talking about fish more than the eyes can see, CD. Now, sometimes you will fall in love, and what that girl said on she said, man, I got a woman so good that she can throw it up in the air. Sunshine. What was that name? What's the name of that damn movie? It takes all the way back. Harlem Nights, man. And it's way before his time. He probably don't know what a Harlem or Nights is. But all I can say is, watch that movie, CD. You just go watch it over and over again. And look out for that lady named Sunshine. Boy, these women, boy, that's all I'm going to touch on. That's all I'm going to touch on. Because everything is good right now. And, yeah, Sunshine, man. And we in Dallas. If you from Dallas, you know exactly what I'm saying. I threw an event, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. But I had multitudes of beautiful Nubian, all types of queens, tall, short, if you want a wide, small, 91% female. And they was looking for fellas, right? And I'm sitting here like, in percentages wise, they was and I hate to say this, I ain't beating her up, but they was a whole lot better than what he was dealing with. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm going to say, that's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to get off of it. All right. Yes, indeed. He called his wife. See, brother said he called his wife and said, I'm never coming home again. Oh, my goodness. Sunshine was something different, boy. She was before her time. Yeah. Did she play on Boomerang, too? Man, shoot. Before her time. Yeah, the boy said never coming home again. So I'm glad that somebody else was able to bring that topic matter in so I can start talking about it. Yeah. Yeah. See, you can't get me now. Look, Diddy. Diddy. Y'all can't get me now. It's not going to be on the face. But let's get back to it, man. But now it's under the chin. It's right in the mouth. Oops.
All I ask.
All right. Back to football conversation. Chauvon Revel. Okay, what he said, let the AI speak.
At Darren_Posey_SR $5. La she gonna be at the games with have a half jersey on CD Miller.
She better not do that, man. Don't do that, lady. Let the young kid live, man. Don't put too much on him. He was just happy in the video, like, yes. Come on, CD. Come on, man. Oh, my gosh, man. That's all I'm saying. And she could be the sweetest soul. I haven't met her. She can have the biggest heart. She probably have the nicest conversation. She probably smell good and walk the graces of the grass when she walk on grass turn into flowers, right? She may just have the best spirit overall, right? And how dare I am to judge that situation, right? Who knows, man? She might change his life. she might help this man out in so many other ways, because ain't nothing like. Ooh, let me just go ahead and get on up out of here, boy. Let me talk about this next topic. Boy, ain't nothing like having a little sunshine, boy. And what that dude said back in the days before all of these new rappers and all of this stuff. Who sung the song? I got heaven right here on earth. He could be having heaven time right here on earth with that. So let's get back to football. Whoever named them groups, that's what she could be to him. So if he like it, we love it. And if he love it, we like it.
Receiver fell down. It's intercepted. 25, 20, 15, Rebel. He was looking for former Cowboy Simi Fehoko, who fell down. And Savon Rebel said, I know what to do with this. And there's the first takeaway of the night and a 22-yard return for Rebel.
And Broadus gave Barham an assist on that play because his feet got tangled up with the Cardinals wideout. Revel flag on the first play, gets a pick on the first drive, and I think there was a little pressure from Malachi Lawrence as he got put back out there to play with Caleb Downs on the sidelines.
You know what?
Before we can go into the conversational piece of an INT, I love it. A pick is a pick. Unless it's the Cowboys pick, right? Then we have to go back and forth on how this and stuff works around. And I'm definitely going to get with it on that one. Appreciate you for the support. And the locker room is going to be okay. Locker room going to be okay. My thing is, Siobhan Revel was right in the place where he need to be. On top of that, the holding call that they call, I said it when we did the play-by-play. It's good to have a holding call early, because now, as a DB, you know what you can and can't get away with. It's good to be grabby. I want all my DBs to be grabby, holding, pushing people, poking them in the eyes, talking about what they're going to do with their lady when they get a chance to see them, get into the mindset, talk about their dog. And the dog don't have nothing to do with it. But DBs got to have that moxie. You got to have that grit. I never like nice DBs. If you ain't going to talk, don't say nothing at all like Bland, right? But I want my DBs to be grabby, punchy, talking about their finances, talking about their shoe game, talking about their appearance, because it's up to the damn wide receiver, who are pretty much prima donna. You know, they are divas. All wide receivers want the ball, right? You trying to get the ball. They want it. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to get it. So there's two different outcomes, two different mindsets that you got to have as a defensive back. If you think about it, if you ever watch players post-game and sometimes post-career, normally, outside of Michael Irvin and damn Dion, normally the wide receivers don't even kick it with the DBs, man. They be like, man, get that dude, man. You know, some of the greatest fights we've seen with Steve, the real Steve Smith, the wide receiver. Senior now. Man, he used to fight the hell out of these DBs, right? Swinging and stuff. So, yes, I like a little hold. Now, don't be too holdy in the third and fourth quarter, but you should know. You should gauge it. Okay, this official, he ain't calling this. I'm going to tug, I'm going to pull. Or this official, oh, my goodness, I can get away with this? I'm going to do it all game. And the moment you get them up out of that mindset, it's over with. It's over with. So that's why I like Revel first holding call or what have you. Now to circle back to the wide receivers is all about that. It's all about that because they got to stay focused. Concentration drops is the main thing, right? They know where the ball is going to go. They know the route that's being ran. And as a DB, it's up to me. It's up to me to cancel out all of them orders that they had, right? To 86 every order. And shout out to you. He says, I hope the locker room won't suffer behind this law. And they won't. And they won't suffer behind this. I got premium information that it was worse things that happened on this team than this right here. I'm talking about worse. If I can only divulge into mainly of all of that, but they're not struggling behind that. Shout out to you becoming a silver level. Appreciate you, Boogie. Appreciate you, bro.
But it's the best part of that play was not even the actually interception. That's nice. Receiver fell down, whatever. I got excited watching him move. I was like, oh, Revel's got the ability to change direction now. Like, the knee's not bugging him that much that he didn't look fluid moving with the ball. And he looked, that's the most athletic he's looked. Because I think there's a little bit of a thought. People forget he was supposed to be a 4-4 guy coming out of, East Carolina. And when you see him move with the ball in his hands, it's like, oh, that looks like a fluid athlete who's not, worried about the stability of his knee anymore. So actually, the return was something that really stood out to me.
Receiver fell.
No doubt. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's go over and talk about all of this right here. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with the nation. Baby. Oh, we got another one.
Cowboys rookie linebacker Jayshon Barnum. I think he's the future of the position.
Oh, let me listen to this right here. I love listening to people break down stuff. Let me see what we got here. Appreciate everybody. Can y'all hear this?
First and 19 against the Cardinals. They're likely running, so his first step is towards the ball. As soon as he notices that guard is doing the exact same thing, he's going to continue to attack uphill, dip below.
Get skinny right here.
That punch. Somehow stay upright, and then finagle his arm around the running back and use that momentum to twist him to a screeching halt. You just don't see this level of instincts, strength, and athleticism this early on. 6'4", 240, and a 4'6", 40. I mean, the dude just looks like he's supposed to be playing football. He's right at home. Does the exact same thing as later in the game. He's going to watch this running back, wide receiver, insert, and duo. Knows exactly what's going on. He's going to shoot up into his gap before this guard even has time to react, dips below that punch, and somehow uses his left foot to launch towards the running back and make another tackle for loss.
Now, before we put a lot of dip on that chip, is this guy going to be working at Walmart and Publix in the near future? We got to know that now. I got to look up him and see whether or not he was a legitimate, pretty much ops. Is he going to be Uber lifting or working at Amazon warehouse, which they firing folks left and right, We got to know all of those things, but I do appreciate his film analysis, though.
Just look at the difference between him and his running mate, second-year man, Shamar James, and how they attack the center and the guard on this run play. Center's going to chip, rise over to Jayshon Barnum, who, with a low pad level, attacks, get his arms in, and it's like a gunshot to the chest. And it's one-arm palm looking for the running back. Shamar James, on the other hand, is wait for contact.
Yeah, he
high
got
pad level, opposite way.
Yeah, that's something that showed up on his scouting report last year. He got to attack and be the first to be attacking, keep his pad levels lower. Now the difference is that I think that Shamar James is about 230 on a good day with a ham sandwich, right? He need to get more bricks in that pocket. Now they said he put on about 4 or 5 pounds. That ain't enough though. He's frail, and that's what causes him to get tossed around and thrown out the club sometimes.
Not exactly as aggressive. Not exactly as powerful. I mean, this is a Cowboys defense that has struggled to defend the run, to say the least. 29th against it in 2025. 31st in 2024. A big reason for that has been some abysmal linebacker play. Kenneth Murray from last year, the corpse of Eric Kendricks the year before, safeties at linebacker the year before that. This should be a welcome sight for Cowboys fans. Dare I say, it might be their year. I love that, man. All right, so my guy
had put this suggestion out there. Cleveland need a quarterback. I got 2 and a first-round draft pick for Jared Verse. I'm a reasonable guy. That would be crazy. Yeah, that would be crazy. There'll be a lick back from the damn Rams, though. I'm still mad at the Rams for what they did to us in 2018, by the way. We get verse over here. That would be crazy. And they get the quarterback that they need. But, you know, breaking news over there, they saying Deshaun Watson will be their starting quarterback there, you know.
A little shocking because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that offense wasn't something that was broken last year. So I'm excited to see what this Dallas Cowboys.
Let's listen to this linebacker, and he had to make believe wish on a girlfriend, right? Let me know if I'm lying. He didn't have that CD problem or Vaughn. He had him a make-believe thing.
Offense could look like, but talking about the preseason, I mean, you look at all four teams in the division. I don't think anybody can argue with anyone if they were to say the Cowboys are the most season-ready team right now in that division. You look at the way that Joe Milton has played. He's played at a level that not a lot of quarterbacks at this time are playing at. And I think people would say that he could start for a lot of teams. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys have the best backup quarterback in the league. Camden Brown, 2 touchdowns in week 1, almost had one this past game. Another one of those sleepers that are coming out of Georgia Southern, very small school. The defense looks aggressive. The defense is looking better. They're not having any communication errors. And the starters have yet to play. So when I look at the NFC East across the board, the Commanders have some issues with their O-line. The Giants look like they're doing a little better, but there's still so much you don't know. The Eagles are the Eagles. I'm loving what Sean Mannion has done with the offense so far. Saquon Barkley, there's a lot I think that he's looking forward to. But the Cowboys right now, KB, are playing at a level that not a lot of people are playing at. A little shock.
No doubt, man. It's Manti Te'o. You know, I believe that's how you say that kid's name. Yeah. It's good to have these type of conversations. It's flat out good to have these type of conversations, Cowboy Nation. I think the Cowboys struck gold with Barham. I think that they're doing a great job of elevating and seeing the elevations of Joe Milton. But let's go over the 53-man team. Yeah, let's go over this right quick and get things going the best way possible. Got an email. Good. All right, let's go over this the best way possible, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. Top graded rookies in preseason amongst edge rushers: Barham, Reuben Bain, and Cam Robertson. Now, PFF did make a mistake because they listed Barham as an edge and he's a Mike linebacker. Regardless of how they graded it, out of all of the linebackers and edge rushers, he still had the highest grade. Now, I know grades should be different and this grade should be thrown out, but damn it, you done already posted it, and we have a visible play of him playing pretty much along the edge of rushing at a 3-4 defense. So, and I've seen Alvell Reese tape, and I've seen Sonny Styles tape. Both of them boys don't look like Barham. I done seen Reese have a clear shot on someone, hit him right on the numbers, and all they did was just move him out the way and kept on moving. Bounced off of him like Rain-X. You know, remember the stuff you put on the windows? Rain just streaking off. And I've seen Sonny Styles make fights, chasing and running, trying to get to the damn opposition, looking like he got concrete blocks at his feet, as fast as they said he can run. So it's crazy. But my guy Todd Archer had a roster 53-man breakdown. I don't know what he's saying right here.
Second season with the Cowboys be better than his first. The Cowboys think it might. Pickens has been the player of training camp, making plays almost on a daily basis. Last year, set career highs in catches, 93, yards 1,429, and touchdowns 9. Pickens believes he is ready for better things because he said, I know everything now. Last year he was still learning and I was making plays, but now I'm playing faster. Dak Prescott said George has been George while out here in Oxnard, but he sees improvement, not only with what Pickens can do, but what the Cowboys will do with him moving around more, setting up mismatches. Cowboys can't wait. Opening day, fast approaching.
Sure, we all can't wait, bro. We all wait. We all can't wait. Now, he have a 53-man deal, but we're going to do our own first, and we're going to see what we can do far as this. Let's start with the defense first. I think that the Cowboys are going to roll with 5 safeties, and we're going to put a dot by their name. And if you guys are thinking otherwise, let's see what we can come up with. Appreciate everybody, man. This should be a long show, man. So if you guys got chances and time to go grab something to eat, go ahead and do such. We just taking our time. This is a long form show, so be mindful of that, okay? All right, so and bear with me. If we mess up, man, we just mess up, okay? All right? Love y'all. Okay, so 5 safeties. The number 1 piece of this one is Jalen Thompson. You have earned a spot on this team. Jalen Thompson. Come up to the board. The number 2 slot for this is Caleb Downs. He's a safety. Semantics when we talk about whether he's a cornerback or a slot guy, or he's a safety. All right. Number 3, Malik Hooker. Come on down and get your number. Number 4, PJ Locke. Come on down and get your number, bro. Yeah. PJ Locke. Now, I've been toiling with this for a long time. But as you guys can see on this list, it's going to be hard to see whether or not they're going to roll with Marquise Bell versus an Elijah Clark and Julius Wood. Before we get into our feelings, we're going to put a placeholder on the Julius Woods and the Elijah Clark. Cowboys deal with the money man system. I think that what they're going to do, even though I could be 1.5% wrong with this, I think the Cowboys are going to roll with Julius Wood based off of what we've seen. But that injury could be an excuse for the Cowboys to move on without him. You know what I mean? And that they could be like, hey, that head hurt, don't it? Right? We're going to call you back for the practice squad, but we're going to put you on injury reserve, designated to return, and that type of stuff. There's a lot of roster gymnastics that they're going to do. But for right now, I think that the Cowboys are going to roll with the money because they're not going to eat any, and they're going to keep Marquise Bell. And I know that that's an unpopular opinion right now, but based off of the information, it is for what it is. He got a concussion, so he's in concussion protocol and stuff like that. Hopefully he's okay. It's just a bang-bang situation. But if they seen enough from him, hey, that head still hurt, don't it? And that's how many safeties they go with, 5 of them, and the guys with the red dot. So with that being said, they go with 5 cornerbacks, 5 of them. They're going to go with Deron Bland. You come on down, you grab you a star, my brother. Come on down, man, and get you one. You have gained a level. Kobe Durant. Don't shave him. Shout out to him. Siobhan Revel, you have earned a good spot on this team, my brother. And since they drafted him and they're going to roll with him, they're going to select Devin the Dude Moore. Okay? So what they're going to do at this particular matter, I got one open spot. It's going to be determined this Friday, coming around the corner. You got Reddy Stewart. You got Darion Kendricks. You got Elijah Clark, Joshua Butler, and Julius Wood for that open vacancy. What I'm thinking that the Cowboys very much so going to do is they might go with number 15, Darion Kendricks, out of all of these boys. I like what Reddy Stewart can do, but you still need you a guy that can play two-way goals and get things going, you know. Moore got cooked really bad. Yeah, Gerald, he got cooked really bad. Now, until the Cowboys change their ways and draft a guy and move on from a guy, they're going to hold on to that guy because the need to be right is still in the building. And I could be 1,000% wrong, but we'll find out after Friday what they're going to do with this list. And if I hit 100% right with this list, then I know I got some inside information. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. And my guy Josh Butler, I've been campaigning for him tremendously. He's not getting enough playing time. I don't want him to be a journeyman of a practice squad guy. Out of all of these guys, I would rather have a Butler over Kendricks, but Kendricks earned his spot because he can play two-way goals down inside the slot. I have yet to see Butler do that on this team, right, as a slot guy. I think that Butler, to a degree, can also play safety, but that's a whole nother conversation. Carson's is cut. Yeah. They cut Carson's. They're going to roll with 4. I'm looking at my notes here. 4 linebackers. Let's go to the linebacker side of things. And I appreciate you guys. I love y'all to the stars and back. The first linebacker that made the team, according to my chart here, will be DeMarvion Overshown. And you guys keep my list together. And what I'm going to do here, this is what I'm going to do here. Yeah, y'all keep my list together. DeMarvion Overshown. So when we open up the phone lines, if you have something differently, we have a healthy decorum, then we can roll with it, okay? Yeah. If we have a healthy decorum, we can roll with it, okay? Is the press conference on too, by the way? Y'all let me know because I'm seeing news updates from Todd Archer. Let me see. This is your midday sports report over here at Law Nation. No commercials. Brian Schottenheimer said he expects the Cowboys to add a tight end this week with injuries to Michael Triggs. DJ Rogers got hurt. Cowboys had added Mitch Van Voren in the physical training today. He has been with the Patriots earlier this season. Expect the Cowboys, this is from Todd Archer, expect the Cowboys to make that signing of him. Okay. Well, my hooked on funny eyes, but what the thing's so small. Let's go. And if any updated information, I'm looking at my notification card over here. All right. Where am I? I'm over here going over the linebackers. DeMarvion Overshown, number 1. D. Winters, number 2. Get you a start. They're going to roll with Barham as your third linebacker. Nope. This was very difficult. They're going to go with Shamar James over Barron. He will be your fourth inside linebacker. He will be your fourth inside linebacker. Appreciate you, Skeezy. How you say your name, boy? Skeezy. Law, my guy is DT, man. Appreciate you, bro. 100%. You know who I am, fam. Appreciate you, man. There's so many DTs out there, man. But Skeezy, man, appreciate you for your support for the $2, man. Appreciate you. They are live on the presser. Man, how dare y'all interrupt the Law Nation show? They are live. Yeah.
Game very, very well, but there's fundamental things that, we're talking about, with Clayton and Conor Riley that both guys can improve on, and some of it's your hand usage and replacing your hands and things like that, and how you set versus a wide technique and a tight technique, very technical things that, both those guys are still learning.
Tommy Arsh, DallasCowboys.com. You said in your first answer that you saw some guys kind of take the next step from week 1, week 2. Who were some of them? What did you see?
Well, even if it wasn't, from a step, it was like guys that maybe performed better in this game that maybe they did. Like I thought, Keegan played, much better in this game. Nick Leverett is a guy who played really well.
He did.
On the offensive line, of course. I thought Jaden played well. You go back, you look at the film, Jaden Blue ran really well, ran hard. I thought that was, good to see. Mingo's put, a couple really good days on there. On defense, LT Overton, I think, has a chance to be a really, excellent addition to us. Certainly as a pass rush guy, but he plays the game the right way. I thought Jay played well. Toya, he played good. We talked about Barham, the safeties. I thought they all played pretty well, and it was good to see Vaughn. Vaughn got his first interception. Mingo got his first touchdown, and so that was cool for those guys. It's preseason, but to them it matters, and
they call Shea Vaughn Rebel Vaughn too, by the way. That's his other name.
You touched on Jaden, but the running back room as a whole, what did you make from those guys?
Just they're making it hard on us. They just all keep doing a good job with the tasks that they're given, the roles that they're given, and it seems like everyone that goes in there just does their job. I will speak to this. I thought Malik Davis was incredible from a pass protection standpoint. Very first play of the game, they fire the free safety in the backside B gap, and he steps up and just strikes him. And then there was a nickel blitz off the edge, and he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Scott Dixon with the AP. I know you'd never say you weren't optimistic at this point last year, but how would you sort of describe your general sense of things coming home this year versus a year ago when you brought some drama home and you were on the verge of a pretty massive trade?
Yeah. I think, I'm very pleased with the way the Oxnard training camp went. I think it was a physical camp.
I know who you are now,
we're still in training camp mode, so it's not over yet. I thought we've shed some light on some really cool position battles, but I think the biggest thing for me, Skylar, when you look at it, is if you take our roster from last year and you laid it down next to our roster from this year, there's no question that the depth and the overall talent is higher. And some of that is from us developing some younger players that now are, in a different classification, but also the addition of a number of pieces, and that's a credit to, Jerry Stephen, Will McClay, his staff, and the coaches, their hand in that. But, this is a good football team, and we got a lot of confidence, and, we just got to make the right decisions as we get to cut down day, which we will.
Back to Joe briefly, and you touched on this. Is this a real thing, that having a year with you in the system, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, does that show up the way we see it, where he looks a lot
Let me
more
update my title, too.
et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, I think, part of it, I talked about, Joe in terms of me calling plays and being like, man, sometimes I couldn't get a feel for Joe. I mean, hearing the cadence of a play caller is very real too. Like, whether you call it fast, you call it slow, whether you repeat it, whether you talk the whole time, and they're like, shut the hell up, I got it. Like, here's a guy that, really his entire career, going back to high school to college, he's been no huddle, he's been there. And so the things that we asked him to do last year were very new to him. And, he didn't have a great pure or clear understanding of the entire system last year. I think this year he does. And I think that allows him to go out and play free and play confident. Change some things, move some things around against Seattle that he didn't blink at. Hey, move him over here, do this. Hey, I want to add this. And so I think the more he's used to this system and hearing my voice and things like that, I think all those things factor into a quarterback going, okay, I can play free because I understand what to expect.
Joe.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Also on Joe Milton, you talked about the ability to kind of have the touch throws and throttle down. I feel like that's something that not every young quarterback eventually gets to. How did you guys get him there?
Quite honestly, if you look at Joe's career over the last 4 or 5 years, I mean, I first remember hearing about Joe Milton when he was at University of Michigan, and everyone applauded him for how hard and how far he could throw the ball. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. Go be in a carnival somewhere. Like, that's not what playing NFL quarterback is. It's not, I can throw the ball 85 yards. You're throwing through small windows. You're throwing over people. You're changing arm slots. So, like, to me, arm strength is cool, but, go to the fair and win a teddy bear. But you got to play quarterback, and that's what I think you see Joe learning is he's playing quarterback. He's playing quarterback at a high level. He's checking the ball down. He's making blitz adjustments. He's solving problems. He's reading from his first, second to third and even fourth progression at times.
Okay. Okay, Joe.
And it takes time. I mean, you don't stop. I mean, you don't stop learning as a quarterback, and the only way to do it is to play. And I'm really, really proud of him.
Don't stop.
Barham's edge versatility when he showed at Michigan. It looked like some of those run fits he's able to beat interior
Journey, baby.
With some moves. How much did his edge experience also help him from an inside linebacker standpoint?
Yeah, a lot. I think you see him get skinny. You see him, lessen the surface area for a blocker to have, and then be able to still create so much power. And the guy's an extremely powerful person. But I think you just see the experience of that versatility showing up on understanding angles, and then again, like I said, changing his body, contorting into different ways to beat a blocker. The worst thing you want to do to the guy is try to take him on down the middle because he's so damn strong. But he has the ability to beat you that way, but he also showed us the ability to maneuver around blocks but still have the strike to knock people back.
Shane.
Following up on the Von Miller thing, Coach, Gene Slater, NFL Network, what went into the scouting, the pitching, and ultimately the signing of Von? Can you walk me through some of that process? I'm sure you've covered a little bit of it, camp, but when you think back, how did the name initially come up? Because his name's been tossed around here the last 4 off seasons, but why now?
I'll be honest with you, Jane. I think the first time I heard it was Von. Von had a picture on with a Cowboys shirt or hat or something. I don't know. And so everybody thought we were making this big move to get him. And then, we've always known who he is. Christian Parker, has been with him. BT Jordan, of course, is a trusted friend. I've always been a big fan of Von's. And then, as we got into training camp and, there was conversations about him, and you go back and you look at what he did in Washington last year and you see the production and you see, okay, wow, he's old, but man, that's a lot of sacks, and you think about it. And then you look at our guys, which were very, very talented, but there's some young players there. Donovan Ezra-Rock, who I think the world of, is going to be a great player in this league. I think Malachi Lawrence is showing us now. We're seeing flashes of what he's capable of. But you can add a guy like this who has experience and still talent, but at the same time he can have an impact with some of those younger players. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about defensive edge pieces. Maybe he can help Tyler Guyton. Maybe he can help Nate Thomas. And I think that's what he wants. He's at that point of his career where, he wants to, be a part of something special, be a part of a team that, he grew up cheering for. And so I just think it fit.
When you talk about some of these bubble players and there's a lot more competition this year, what ultimately is going to help you make a decision about some of those players that are on the bubble? You talked about Malik Davis. He's really helping himself out with pass pro. What are some of the other ways these guys are going to stand out and ultimately make the cut?
The easy answer is special teams. You know, I mean, when you get into really roster spot, 45 through 53, those are usually guys that are not starters or premium players that they play, every snap or the majority of snaps. So you have to find guys that have the versatility to play special teams. And then, quite honestly, when you're, going to game day activations and inactives, that's the other thing, Make no mistakes. We were not good enough on special teams last year. We know that. We realize that. It's been a big emphasis. Last week wasn't great. Seattle I'm talking about. So if you want to help yourself, you spend a lot of time with Nick Sorensen and Carlos Polk, and you dive into the details of being a part of the big four. And I think you look at guys, I'll speak to this young man. I mean, Marquise Bell. Marquise Bell is one of our most trusted leaders on the special teams. He's a really good football player. He's a good defensive player. I think he's a great special teams player. And there's guys like that they play 8, 9, 10, 11 years sometimes because they have a trait that is needed. And we believe that there's 3 phases that go into every game. It's offense, defense, special teams. And quite honestly, it'd be amazing if we could say that, hey, every week we plan on winning special teams, because then you only have to truly win one of the other 2 to give yourself an advantage, and that's what we're trying to get to. We're not there yet, but we're trying.
Aisha Morrison, DallasCowboys.com. Coach, we've been talking about special teams. You mentioned earlier in the offseason that it was important to you to prioritize being in the defensive room and being around. Do you mind sharing which ways you are trying to prioritize the special teams unit this year as you're in your head coaching journey?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I understand defense a lot because I've been an offensive guy for my entire career, and so you learn a lot about defense, and you know how to attack defense. You understand things. You guys might be, surprised by this. I wasn't a great athlete, so I wasn't usually put on special teams. I was a quarterback too. Maybe I was a little soft. I don't know. I really didn't know a lot about special teams. And now, of course, the game has changed with the kickoff rule and how things are done. So, literally, sitting through in meetings and learning the installation through the spring, and I'm not where I need to be yet. But, I've got a pretty good head on my shoulders, a pretty good sense of how to solve things. And if you think about it, it's really just blocking and tackling and blocking destruction and things like that. And so there's leverage and angles and things like that. So, I sit with Nick and Carlos even now and spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes every couple days talking about special teams because I want to be able to help. And it just doesn't come as naturally to me as the other 2 phases because I haven't been around as much.
Kyle. So you have a couple number 40s on your roster. How involved do coaches ever get in that kind of situation?
You stay out of it. At least my deal is you stay out of it. It's yeah. Well, no, you guys can be involved. You guys can be involved all you want. Actually, I really don't care. But no, that was literally, and I won't share. I'll share the story. I won't tell you who, but last year I think it was like the 3rd or 4th week of the season. We had a player come in and was really disappointed because he thought we were going to take his jersey number from him, and I said no. Take a deep breath. We're not doing that to you. It's not for us to decide, And so the locker room, if it's built on having real hard conversations and true, honest relationships, then I'm never going to yank a jersey from a guy. And so they work it out. And if they can't work it out, then we'll find other solutions. But everything we've had. But ever since the league changed it to these single-digit numbers that everyone other than offensive lineman and defensive lineman could wear it, they've made it really difficult on head coaches. And so our protocol went in place that day. I said, I'm not getting involved. You guys figure it out. And they usually find a way.
And we all do roster projections. How much do you guys cut it down? The first week of camp, the end of camp?
Yeah, we're just starting to kind of get into that a little bit, Todd. Right now it's more of, we've been really, and we still are. We're still evaluating people, but we're starting to say, okay, hey, 6 days from now, whatever it is, we're going to have to start making the cuts and trimming the roster, and what's that look like, and so we're early on in that. But really, until you get to this point, leading into the last preseason game, we've had our joints, we've had our 2 preseason games. You try not to, and so we'll get into that process a little bit more this week as we go.
Yeah. Julius Wood with a concussion. What's his outlook, and anyone else that was banged up?
Yeah, I haven't heard yet on Jay Wood. Trying to think other injury guys. We came out who? Yeah, but it was nothing bad. We actually came out pretty clean. But I do not know about Julius yet. But I do know that the way he plays the game.
Follow along, Cowboy Nation.
Really
Follow
cool.
along.
I mean, he showed up on the film I showed to the team.
Your head hurts, don't it? You still hurt, don't it?
With the play style and physicality that you're looking for.
Brad Sham, Cowboys Radio 105.3 The Fan. One more thing about special teams. When you say your objective is to win special teams, there are so many different facets of special teams. What does winning special teams mean to you?
Field position battle. What's the average drive start? What's the average drive start after a kickoff? We plan on making all of our kicks, with Aubrey, but it's really, the game is so much about field position, and offenses are really good in this league, and
Sorensen
defenses are really
not
good
a
in this
good
league. So
special
if you're
team coach,
an offensive guy and you have shorter fields, you have a much better chance of scoring, and if you can pin them back, so your chance of the defense doing well. So it starts with that. Anytime you can have an explosive play, and we do have fakes and things like that we feel like can help swing momentum, but it starts with field position.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, better than how you doing, guys. Appreciate that. We can go back to this regular scheduled program here. I was right on the money, man. I was right on the money. I think that the Cowboys gonna tell Wood, hey, we got you. The head still hurt though, right? We're gonna move you to IR, and then they'll figure out the rest of this thing so that they can get this down to 53. It's rough, man. Somebody is going to get cut and released that we don't want to. Okay, who trading Texas? Keyshawn Booty is going to the Texans from, okay. Let's go. All right, so let's go. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Boss Cowboy Sports, man. Appreciate him. Or show me if that is the real boss that's in the chat. Appreciate you, man, for all that you do, especially for the Cowboys community and beyond. And that's including the ice wall, right? Let's get to this 53 over here now. Where were we? We were by the linebacker room, right? We did the inside linebackers. And like I said, this is going to be a long, grass-growing type of show, but I appreciate y'all, man. I know it's long and boring, man, but bear with me. Bear with me, all right? So we are back with it, and we're back at it. I appreciate you guys. Put a 2 in the chat if you guys can hear me clearly, and let me know if there's anything when we open the phone lines up that you guys would be willing to talk about first. And I could split it, since today is long, I can split it and do the offense tomorrow, right? And just work in and talk about this damn defense, because the offense is going to get muddy. It's going to be real hard to decipher. But we're going to do the outside linebackers / edge rushers. Rashawn Gary, you made the team. Go pick up your number. Donovan Ezaraku is on the team. Von Miller, you have made the team. Malachi, if you turn to the book of Malachi, will a man rob God? Shout out to Malachi Law. I'm not going to call him Mally. You know what I'm saying? Malachi Law, you have made the team. This is going to hit people hard in a weird type of way. But special team is what he just said. He just mentioned special teams. And I got a special guy that can play special teams without lip. I'm going to figure out a way to squeeze Mears Learfowl in on his team. I like Isaiah Land. I like what he can do. I like what he played out there on the field, him and Tyrus Wheat, which is on thins. Y'all know I've been batting for my guy Sam Williams. But for me to see Sam Williams in the latest of the quarters on preseason game, I think he was in there all the way into the late third and fourth quarter. Sam Williams been a trailblazer in the community and beyond. And y'all already know what I'm going at when I say this. You know, when people start speaking glowingly of someone and they shooting out these type of things, and I'm not saying that my trust and belief of Sam has dissipated, but we can read the writings on the wall. For Sam Williams to still be out there, moving people around that's going to be working at Amazon or Publix or going to be on somebody's Uber Eats and Lyft job resumes and stuff like that, applications. The last spot on this team would be technically James Houston. Come on down, man. You have earned the spot. I see the temperaments. He plays with great efforts. I went from my one Mississippi guy to the guy that played at my alum. You know, shout out to Sam, man. He played for Ole Miss. But I got a guy HBCU love, and that's James Houston. They go with 6 outside linebackers. Barron, they're going to hope that he clear waivers, and they're going to immediately add him to the practice squad. They're going to put probably an offer out there for Sam Williams so that he can test the market to see whether or not there's other teams, 31 other teams that could utilize and use his services. But in this particular situation, it was hard for me to go against Sam Williams, but I know Mears Learfowl can play better special teams than him, and I think that special teams was the deciding factor over the other guys. So that's why I'm going with Rashawn Gary, Donovan Ezaraku, Von Miller, which is basically Sam Williams' own replacement in this rotation situation. And then you go with Malachi Law, Mears Learfowl, and James Houston. Those are my guys, the 6 outside/edge rushers. This doesn't mean that it's over for those boys that didn't make this team as far as that spot, but this is tangible information that I can see far as what will make this team better, right? And that's where we're going with. Barron, I'm trying to if it's up to Barron versus Mears Learfowl, I just think you got so much invested in Mears at this point to throw it away. Give me Mears over Barron. Barron could have a situation back around, but not right now. All right, so we go with 5 D-line for your mind. We're going to go with 5 of them. And the first one on this list should be everybody's first one on this list. It's Quinnen Mother effing Williams, man. He's the first one. Come on down, get you a star. Hoo. And then the third person on this list, or second person on this list, excuse me, Kenny Clark. Come on down, get you a nice little star, man. Come on down. These are enforcers. These are guys that been down the low valley. They are guys that's going to be the leaders of this D-line, and you got to have those 2 staple pieces. These are the studs that when you build that basement, you need, or when you build that foundation, you got to dig down first, right? These will be the centerpieces of that D-line for your mind, okay? All right. With that being said, the next person that's on this list is Otito Albonia. Big boy down inside. He made the team, bro. Pushing big body, can't stop me for the 9-8. I got to sell 1 million copies. That brother right there. He's going to make this team. He played and he showed up in a few snaps there. And Jonathan Bullard, another veteran guy. You can't go wrong with Jonathan Bullard. Now, I will give this last spot to Jay Toya. Lord. But this guy done showed up and showed out in so many various forms. And you can't overlook this. And I got to roll with my dog, my brother, L.T. Overton. Now, you know Ray J got one wish. This is how crucial this last game is. This is how I would literally put this in front of the guys that's on the defensive guys board. I would show them this. And I say it's not over with until I win if I'm Jay Toya. He did a great job last game with a Dikembe Mutombo bat down, just being in the way of stopping some runs, but it's still not enough for me to sit back and say, give me him over this veteran guy because I'm trying to win now. But he got one more day to show his way that he can earn his grain of salt on his team. What my guy would say?
Spartans, prepare for glory.
You got to prepare for it, bro. These guys, if your name don't have a dot by it, you got one more game. Most people will look at this and say, don't be negative, but this is positive. This is flat out positive. If I'm DJ Withers, if I'm Tommy Dunn, if I'm Jay Toya, if I'm Langston, not Hughes, but Patterson, if I'm JB Justin Barron, if to a degree I'm Bridges, Sam Williams, Elijah Clark, Carsons, Reddy Stewart, Josh Butler, Amir Speed, Curtis Robinson, Adela Lele, whoever, how you say that man's name. I'm sitting back at this list and I'm sitting there using this as snake venom to prove that I belong. Now, what we can do is, so we can coordinate this correctly, and the show is twice the length that it need to be anyway. Let's talk about this. Let's get involved with this and open up the phone line so we can have a grown folks conversation about the defense and who we should go in. And this list is subject to change. This is not concrete because the Cowboys can be on the phone today and be saying, Joey Porter Jr., come on down, bro. We found some money in the couch, right? They can be on the phone saying, Josh Sweat, hey, we talked to Keith Sweat, and we heard that y'all related, and we need for you to be over here because we trading for you, right? There's still other ways that the Cowboys, they can go reach out to a Gonzalez. This can change up a whole bunch of things that's on this list. Butler can redeem his name. Butler need to get out there and make a special team play, and Butler need to get out there and make a concrete play now. Because I'm hearing people love him, but how can you explain to keep him over some of the other guys that's here? You know? So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to keep it for sake of time and everything. We're going to keep it only on defense. And then if time permits, we'll jump over and we would do the offensive side of the guys that's going to make this team on the 53. Yeah. Camo says, I agree with everything but Hooker. Only thing is, out of all of these guys, the value of eating $5.5 million is Butler worth it of the $5.5 million to eat? If Reddy Stewart, is he worth eating the $5.5 million of dead money if you cut Hooker? Carson's, Amir, Bridges, Sam, Barron, DJ, Gilliam, are any of those boys worthy of you cutting off? And I'm just saying this, I hate that I have this inside information, that all of the DBs, they go to Hooker's house, right? They go to see the Hooker. That's crazy. And they watch film and they do all of, is it worth it? You know, and I'm just speaking objectively. Is it worth cutting Hooker? Because if you cut him, I don't think that he would be like, okay, I just come back whenever you call me. I'm just saying, that's just my thoughts. Now, if you driving down the street and somebody cut you off, right, and they run you into another truck, or they slash your tires and they cut you in that way, let me tell you who you need to reach out to.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance company.
Gene, Scott, and Mark. 214 and every 3 you can dial, or 817 and every 3 that you can dial. Be sure to reach out to our proud partners, Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers, backed by a combined over 101 years of experiences here now. Located here in the heart of Texas, which is Dallas. They work for you guys, for the people, for everyone. So all you got to do is be sure to reach out to our proud partners. They'll fight for you, not against you like them insurance companies and beyond. But if you can't dial that number, just visit FrenkelFirm.com. Now my number is 657-390-7391. That's my line, okay? And I got someone here waiting patiently. One caller in here. So once I'm done with this one caller, you know, we work out something else down the stretch. But I got for the 214, Darius, you're live. Talk to me, man.
Well, I think we may have had it wrong in the draft process.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody really had Sonny Styles, Arvell Reeves, Jacob Rodriguez. They had all of those linebackers above Jason Barham.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Barham was a projected project.
Right.
Because if I remember, a lot of analysts' assessment on Barham was that he was raw. Pause. But was that he was an incomplete project at the linebacker position, because he was on the line and he had some, I guess, experience on being, I guess, the Mike or the outside linebacker. But when I turned on the film, I'm like, this boy here, he a dog. But I didn't see him. I personally still wanted Sonny Styles over him. But I'm saying all that to say, I think I was wrong about wanting those other linebackers over Jason Barham, because of just off of what I saw in the preseason. This dude right here, like I don't think I've ever seen a linebacker shoot gaps the way that I've seen Barham
reckless
shoot.
abandonment. But let me say this, Darius, before you go into
Go ahead.
that beautiful point, man. It's noble of you to say that, right? Cause we not always right, you know. And shout out to the guys that said that, hey, Styles is not a first-round linebacker, right? Now the
Yeah.
jury's still out, but from what I can see, he's too upright. The pad levels are terrible, right? And that speed that he had, I don't see it, right? And he's frail. He's tiny, man, right? And Alvell Reese, I like the fact that what he was able to do in college. But this is the big boy league now. And this could be us kind of like overreacting on preseason games. But Reese haven't really showed us a pedigree to be either an edge or an outside or off-ball linebacker to what the skill set that we've seen out of Barham right now. So your assessment is right. Man, hey, we was wrong. And because we had some PTSD that was going on too, though. You know, Michigan name, Michigan player. But when people start diving deep into the conversation and the tape, people fell in love. More people who really looked into this fell more in love with the Maryland tape than they did with that damn Michigan tape. But go ahead.
Yeah, and so we definitely had some PTSD.
Yeah.
Just because of the school that he went to. But like when I watched this film, I wasn't even. I mean, I definitely was thinking about the whole Michigan thing.
Yeah.
But he just flashed off the screen, man. He was just screaming at you like, bro, the way that he's moving out there and his level of aggression. Nah, this boy right here, he a dog. Damn the school. He's a dog. You know what I mean? And so, the thing I was trying to say about Barham was that the way that he shoots gaps, I don't think I've seen a linebacker do it quite the way that he does, because he's not just shooting a clean gap. It's a damn big ass 300-pound offensive lineman right there, and he's engaging the lineman, but he's not just running, slapping to him, half body, dipping underneath, shoulder rip. You dig what I'm saying? Like that's a DN move. So he turns from a linebacker to a DN once he shoots the gap, and then not only that, he doesn't get lost in the traffic. You know what I'm saying? Like some linebackers do. Like it's almost like a stalemate. Boom! Once they shoot the gap, you get caught up in the traffic. In the trenches down there. No, he shoots the gap and then engages the running back, but not just engages him, but he stonewalls the running back. It's over. Once he get his hands on your ass, pause. That's over with. It's the play done. So that right there, that is rare linebacking skill set and rare linebacking ability. That's that right. Just off of the small sample size that I've seen and that we've seen, bro, that's all pro level linebacking, man.
Yes. Now, even though there's a lot of dip on that, but we can see it though. Like we're seeing it from a perspective that there's no Quentin Williams, there's no Von Miller, there's no Kenny Clark, there's no Donovan Ezeraku or Rashawn Gary out there on the field, and there's no really DeMarvion Overshown or D Winters. We're seeing this guy running out there, reckless abandon, fast, to the point of contact, shedded, disengaging. Even saw him bull rush to stacking to release. So those are things that can really translate into real good football when it's necessary, when the pros are out there. So, yes, I can see where you're going with it. We needed that aggression. Remember, we was all praying for this, man. We was on hands and knees.
No, you was praying for that. You was praying for that.
I was praying for it.
I remember it was like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Where you was like damn near depressed. I remember. I remember the day you was like, "Damn, man, God, can we please? All I want is a lot." And you literally described a linebacker from head to toe. You was like, God, all I want is this, and this. Oh, don't turn him into no pass rusher. Don't make him do nothing else. All he gotta do is be like a Ray Lewis, and you literally described the linebacker that you wanted from head to toe. I remember that show like it was yesterday, and I'd be doggone it. Boy, we got it.
We got it.
The good Lord done answered your prayers 1,000%, man.
Come on with it, man.
I don't know if I still got enough time or something.
You got plenty of time, man. You the only one in here. It's just you and I. You want to go over my 53 on the defensive side? You want to go over that?
So okay. So with the 53 on the defensive side. Now I can't talk about All of them. The one thing that I can't say is the safety. The guy, Julius Woods.
Yeah.
My guy, Big Game James's guy.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I don't know how anybody. Let me not say how anybody's outplaying him. From the small sample size that I saw, he should be on the starting roster. I don't know. Let me not say the starting roster. He should be on the roster. So who do they got above him?
Now, there was an unpopular opinion that Wood is really good. And Big Game James also was big enough to admit it, and I love that about Big Game James. He ain't put no sugar coat over it. They said one other observation out of Julius Wood is that his negative connotation is his coverage ability. He's like a Donovan Wilson 2.0. And then when I clicked on it, I was looking for a Big Game James assessment to say, nah, my guy can cover. And he said, you know what, big dog? You're right. My guy Woods do cover badly. That's one of his Achilles heel. So the trade-off would be you getting a younger version of Donovan Wilson, but you getting Julius Wood. And Dono over the course of the years, man, when he was here and healthy and all of this stuff, he had some decent INTs. It's just that when he was out in space, it wasn't a good look for him because he was such a damn aggressive guy. Remember, Dono had 5.5 sacks one year when they played him close to the LOS. Yep. Is Wood good enough for you to dismiss that and say, man, I love the intangibles? I love the fact that this kid can probably pick up coverage ability if we treat him right here. Would you be willing to go through those growing pains? I'm asking you.
Me personally, I would, but I'm trying to see who do they have over him? Like, what is the other safeties that they got over him?
Let me list all of these safeties right now. You got Jalen Thompson. You have Malik Hooker. You have Marquise Bell. You have Caleb Downs. And you have Darion Kendricks. I'm just naming all of the DBs then. You know, Darion Kendricks. Yeah. You got all of those boys. And Devin Moore. I would literally sacrifice Devin Moore for Julius Wood, right? But they just drafted him, so how can you make that make sense because you're trying to develop him, and he's a drafted pick. So it's kind of hard, man, to really say, okay, Marquise Bell have issues in coverage. Why you keep Marquise Bell? Now you got money. You ain't gonna leave money on the field. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna cut him. You know, I want to see my money in. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, my guy got real NFL experience in special teams, not a maybe. So that's another thing that you got to really decipher there.
So me personally, I would take Julius Woods over or Julia Wood over Darion Kendricks, and I would take him over Marquise Bell just only for the simple fact of I think I've seen not that Marquise Bell is not good, but just because we've seen him already.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like it wasn't necessarily spectacular or just like, it wasn't spectacular. You know what I mean? And so I think I would personally give Julius Woods a shot over those two.
Right.
I don't know if Darion Kendricks is on the team yet, but me personally, that's what I would do.
Right.
In that regard.
Now, this is what I came up with as far as starters, because, making the 53 is one thing, but starting is a whole nother, right? I had talked to a few guys, and I came up with this, and I don't shank me with the butter knife, ladies and gentlemen. But my starting safeties would be, to this point, Jalen Thompson, right? Hear me out. My safety 2 will be Caleb Downs. Even though he said that he don't want to do this, I'm kicking Bland inside as my slot nickel cornerback. Kobe and Siobhan Revel as my 2 outside corners. What's your thoughts on that?
I actually like that.
And then you will rotate in packages for the other guys like Hooker. You'll rotate the other packages in when they do big dime and stuff like that with PJ and them.
So that actually should be the starting lineup. Is that not the starting lineup?
That's what I have as the starting. That's what I have. Now, I'm not coaching, you know. But they might roll out with Hooker and my guy, JT, Jalen Thompson. My only thing is, my only knock on this package, or my starting package, my only knock is, to me, this is just to me, Jalen Thompson is too damn good to just be on top of the roof. I want him to get busy like they did in Cardinals land, of putting him everywhere with two-way goals down inside, because he can play every spot, but I just think that he would be more of an impact, a little closer to the LOS. But now I have a log jam. Caleb Downs, to me, is too damn good to be up. Yeah. So that's why I said, well, give me the guy that's going to be on top of the roof as a Jalen Thompson, and then you just put Caleb Downs down as the down safety. You know, that's how I looked at it. But go ahead.
Yeah, see, and I agree with you 1,000%. And I'm trying because you're talking about the 53-man roster, but 53. You're trying to only delegate it towards the defense. I'm trying my hardest because I am trying to get Schoonmaker ass the hell up out of here, fam.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Schoonmaker ain't never been good. I don't even know why he's still here. Like, everybody that played tight end better than Schoonmaker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's one of the spots on the team that I know for sure. And even though it's on the offensive side of the ball, and I also, because I'm a receiver by trade, or I play receiver, I also want to talk about that receiving depth chart, because I've been racking my brain trying to figure out who would be let me not say my starting lineup, but how many receivers that I would have when it comes to that. I didn't know if you want to talk about that or not, or save that for tomorrow. But me personally, I'm gonna just, because it's on my mind so much. Right. I gotta say it. Of course, CD, George Pickens, Ryan Flournoy, Camden Brown, then Cavante Turpin, and then Mingo.
Yeah, 6.
That would be.
No, that's 7, right? That's 7.
I lost count.
Hold on. Let me count my numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
That is. Hold on. Let me look at my numbers here. Look at my cheat sheet right here. Wide receivers. That's why I said that wide receivers. Okay, he said CD, Pickens, Flo, Cavante Turpin,
Camden Brown,
and Mingo. Mingo, that's 6. That's 6.
So wait a minute.
Oh, the order. Okay. You know, it doesn't matter how the order is, because the big three gonna always be Lamb, Pickens, and Flo. You know, so everybody else, the other three are the other small three, Cavante, Turpin, Mingo, and Camden, right? So, and of course, I need to see Camden Brown do this against not people that's going to be working at Walmart, right? So, I definitely, and I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he's a very, very good piece for our 4th or 5th wide receiver. Man, for us to be 6 deep, that's everything.
No, 1,000%. And let me say this too. It's been a long time coming for Jonathan Mingo. And I personally, I knew about Mingo before he actually got on the team. Like, it's a guy it's a receiver trainer on YouTube who uses a lot of Jonathan Mingo's college tape as wide receiver tape, because Mingo has a huge bag of tricks when it comes to his releases, and then how he stems off of his route at the top of his route stem. Right. It's a lot of tape on him in college, and a receiver trainer uses his tape as an example of like what to do. So I always knew Mingo got the juice. I was just trying to figure out why the hell is he not putting it out? Why don't I see him doing, getting busy how I know that he can? So It was good to see that finally in that preseason game. I would like for him to keep doing that and keep that up, because I already know Jonathan Mingo, he's actually a dog, but he just ain't been able to show that on film. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm finally glad to see that. And I think that's I kind of want to know what you thought about that, and then I get offline and I guess let you finish the show.
Most certainly, with Mingo, with his physicality. Remember last year we was talking about Ron Flanoy and Mingo, and I came up with this saying, Flo Mingo. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we're going to have a Flo Mingo out there. And what happened was Mingo was ahead of Ryan. Remember, they cut Ryan, you know what I'm saying, because of that. Because I do get the negative connotation with Mingo, because literally if you go back and look at tape, when he first got here, he had some opportunities, but the quarterback was trash. You know what I'm saying? At the time in those games. And we were looking at film and stuff like that and saying, hey, he was open. And then last year, of course, he didn't get a chance to shine because my guy was still developing. And I'm talking about Joe, right? So it's been a ride for him, a weird ride for him. But by not getting the opportunities and having those stingers of injuries to pull up at the wrong time or pop up at the wrong time. But now that you got a healthy Mingo, he's by far one of your better blockers as a wide receivers. He can play that X spot better than most. And I think that he's earned his spot on this team because he can still kill you with a go ball, as Joe Milton showcased this past game. So, yes, Mingo is a good pickup. I think he's going to be here to stay. But when we look back at everything, brother, just look at it from this aspect. We got dogs now, physical wide receivers from GP to Camden Brown to Mingo. Man, and Ron Flanoy. This is a good situation, bro.
It is, man. I got us going. I wanted to say that so bad. I still got us going to the NFC Championship. I think that this is a championship roster, and I think this is a championship coaching staff. By championship, I mean Super Bowl. Everything is coming into place. You know, we kind of see all of the ingredients, and we see Shadi's culture. You know, it took a little minute to set in because he had the first, I guess, iteration of it last year, but you really starting to see it come into fruition all the way this year. And this is some good stuff that we got going on, man. The energy is different. We playing like extremely physical. I can really see us being a bully. I remember how back in I was born in '92, but I do remember how it was back in the day, how the Cowboys used to be. We was kind of like the bullies. Yeah. I could see us being that again.
Right.
Because I in that Cardinals game, after the play, during the play, I saw us punking them a little bit.
Right.
I saw, if you play football, how certain shit go. Like which team is getting the best of the other team and who's having that intimidation factor. I can see us really playing that bully role this year.
You're right on the money. You're right on the money with it, bro. Mm-hmm.
For the foreseeable years to come, man. Law, like I told you, man, I appreciate the work that you do. I appreciate the work that you did in Oxnard. I hate that it went the way that it did, but job well done. You still accomplished what you went out to accomplish. I'm glad you got to see everything that you got to see, and everything that you said you saw. We see that shit. we literally you were spot on, man. And I appreciate you, man. I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm out.
Appreciate you, man. Good call from my guy Darius, man, from the 214. Real good call from him. And that will pretty much conclude for today. And when we get enough time, we'll go over the offensive side of the coin. And I'm gonna go grab me something to eat. And I appreciate y'all, man. I ain't gonna even hold you. I was feeling down today, but just talking Cowboys, man, then got me uplifted and everything. For a teaser, this is how many things I got going for the offense. 9 offensive linemen, 3 tight ends, 6 wide receivers. I done already let that cat out of the hat of my 6 wide receivers. 4 running backs, and then we going with 3 quarterbacks. And if you can guess who the 3 quarterbacks are, you pretty much know who I got. and to answer someone questioning about the running back, Hunter Lupke, how many times we seen him in sets and stuff like that? Barely. We seen him in sets or what have you. I don't know. Like Hunter is like one of the unknowns right here because he's technically a fullback, but he's not a physical fullback. He's more of a finesse physical. So I like him better in space. There's some plays that you can see him lead block and lay people out. Not to call him soft or anything. Don't get that twisted up. But he can catch. So part of the fullback responsibilities of like what he can bring to the table is the extension of the offensive line. He can be your H-back. And I like what he brings to the table in that factor. I want the Cowboys to utilize him more. He is a hidden weapon. If you like the guy that played for the damn 49ers, very similar, but I think he's just a little bit more physical than him. And that's Kyle. I think his name is Kyle Juszczyk. Vibes is what I'm getting out of Hunter. But Hunter got to get a chance to showcase it. I don't know if I can still call him 40 ounce, but we'll see. Toxic Tom said that fumble against Miami, man, still hunts him. That happened in, 2021, 2023 or something like that. It's crazy that they still hold that against him. And Toxic Tom, what's going on with your Penn State, man? They money laundering and doing all types of stuff, man. I heard that they got the biggest dope dealers in Penn State, man. Y'all got to get in front of that, man. Hey, man, they had a whole sting that happened in Penn State, man. I hope all is well with those boys. I hope people can get some of their money back. But they were running a whole operation in Penn State, man. Now I know you're not a part of it. Yeah. Yeah, Sanjay, I don't have Wheat nor Sam Williams making his team. I got James Houston over both of them boys right here, right? Toxic Tom says, dead to me. Yeah. We are a business school, boy, y'all. Boy, Penn State, boy. Man, I saw them get caught up like that. I was like, damn. Shout out to Penn State. State. I called Frenkel first. Better. For those who don't know, just look up Penn State, type in drug charges or drug arena. Yeah. Cowboy Nation, as we depart, doesn't mean that we're gone forever. If we offended anyone today, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Hit the rewind button to see the beginning of this. And we was rudely interrupted by Schottenheimer's presser. Shout out to Schottenheimer. But on my way out, man, shout out to DT for sending me that super chat. I might give you a call once we all done. There will be a live showcase and a practice at the Star in Frisco tomorrow. Based off of the information that I received today, I might be there, I might not. So it is for what it is. But forever talking Cowboys, I love it. Somebody need to have that as a YouTube name. That's dope. Forever talking Cowboys. FTC, baby. You know, that's a good YouTube name. See if it's available, y'all. Forever Talking Cowboys. Woo, that's a good YouTube name. Somebody start up a YouTube and name it that. They'll go crazy on the impressions. But speaking of impressions, sometimes you only have one. Your first impression is everything. It's what you bring into the table. Do you have the wherewithal to understand that even when you're in the low down, even when your journey seems dim, I read that it said, yea, do I go through the shadow of valley of death. It don't say, yea, do I stay. And I read also, it said, this too shall pass. And Mama said the days will be just like this. You know, there will be days just like this. So you got to keep going. You got to keep moving. Shout out to you, Miss Commission. You got to keep your head high all the way through the finish. As I say these words of encouraging, There's somebody that's going through a rainy day. There's somebody that's going through a saddened time. But understand on your mind that even though you're sad and you got those things that's all about you, negative, you are here. And today will be the youngest you will ever be. Old folks say, just keep living, baby. It'll get better. And what about this as far as your heart, soul, and determination? I say the same closing over and over again. It's about that. I remember when I was young, straight getting up out of college. I wasn't doing what Penn State was doing over there. I was looking for jobs, looking for opportunities. And the job itself that I was working out of paid me just enough to eat and have clothings and dwellings, but not enough to have a roof over my head. But I kept working. And there was this Les Brown tape that was in the car, and it talked about your determination. Like a PhD, poor, hungry, and determined. He was hungry. And it started a little bit just like this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty, and it will, and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is absolutely about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty or the famish of fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty G-O-D, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, let's get 6 of them.
I wake up, flex, thumb down.
I see the news now. It states 49ers owner Jed York has been charged disorderly conduct for engaging in prostitution and allegedly arranging to pay $140 for some top. Come on, baby. At a trailer park in Ohio. Dang, did he? You got me on that one. Shout out to you, Breaking. Shame on this guy. Not mine, though.
Promise to us, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up,
Shame. $140 at a trailer park? Come on, man. The only thing worse that can happen out of this situation is that for the sake of 49ers, they're trying to say, please let it be a woman. Please let it be a woman. Don't let it be a man. You know what happened with 49ers land? Let it be a man. Let it be a dude. They would never dodge those allegations, but Dog 41ers, man. I got to hit up Twin now and say, hey, man.
Are you shitting me?
Is this what y'all doing for $140, man? Come on, 49ers, man. Oh, my goodness, man. That's crazy. Trailer park. They got that all. Allegedly, though. Allegedly. It ain't finna come out to me. All that was an allegedly. Bang, bang. Quest for sex gang, boy. I'm telling you. He got Chris Hansen. Oh, my gosh, man. See, Dallas, if you're from Dallas, you don't have to go to no website. You just got to go to Harry Hines. It's literally what the reports say. I'm not putting no trailer and no park on this. I'm not adding anything. They said he responded to a known website as well. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. Let me just be 1,000,000,000% real with y'all. Let Law Nation have $1 billion. You think I'm going to be somewhere at a trailer in a park to get some top for $140? Come on, man. Now, on the other end, Jed York, you should have used promo code LAW. Oh my gosh. Hey, man. And what are he doing in Ohio? Come on, Jed York. Don't let the street light. Them street lights hit the hell out of Jed York. I'm telling y'all, man, Chris Carter still got the best result. Chris Carter said, you need you a fall guy. I know Jed York thinking like, damn, I need me a fall guy right about now. Nigel, would you take these charges for me, man? Let's say Williams, man, can you please take these charges? I got about $2 billion for you. There's somebody right now in the chat that would take these charges for $1 billion. Come on with it.
So fun, so fun. If a baby grain can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Damn, Jerry literally sent them ladies over there. Allegedly. Jerry would never get caught up in that, man. Like you say, the waters are international.
They can come closer than close.
Jerry would have had a clause in there saying, we don't operate under the United States law. While I'm on these oceans, we under the marine law.
It's an evil world we live in.
Nobody, baby. Ain't nobody calling me.
Old boy says, Buddy was on the list crawler. Lord. He forgot to go incognito mode.
Asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all use the check on. Listen. I'm still them boys.
Riggs!
I'm still them boys. Oh!
I'm still them boys.
Them boys. I'm still them boys.
Jerry in the chat says, no laws on my yacht law. I believe you too. Gotta have that Skull Bohemian Grove handshake.
I'm still them boys. Call and check on me.
I'm still
them boys. boys,
Boy.
Now y'all don't want to call me check on the pastor. Nobody, baby. I'm still them boys.
Riggs! I'm getting too old for this, Riggs. In the words of my guy.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you if you win or lose. You know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
Part 2, man, of the offensive side of the 53-man roster coming around the corner soon. Peace. I'm out. One love.